Last night I went to see the new Alien movie, the one that is out recently. Yeah, okay. And the consensus is pretty much that it's pretty good. People agree on this mostly, okay? And first of all, I want to say that I'm gonna keep it spoiler free for any of you who haven't watched it. I think if you wanted to watch it, you've already watched it by now, but I just want to give my 2 cents on it anyway. So let's start off by saying that it's indeed pretty good, but it has some problems. I just want to say that in the overall story, I was interested. I didn't feel bored or anything, which is the worst thing a movie can do. You know, if it's bad, at least be entertaining. But no, the story was engaging enough for me personally that I was like interested, you know. And I cared about the main two characters. That's where the first problem comes in. Now, first, I want to let me just suck its dick a little more, okay? The visuals are stunning, yeah. They're good, really good. The space thing, whatever, makes it look really cool. The aesthetic of it, okay? They nailed the aesthetic, I feel. You know, I haven't personally watched the movies, but I've seen clips, I've seen moments and stuff, and I feel like you can tell that this is an Alien movie, okay? By the aesthetic, by the way everything looks. And I really like that. I think the lighting is good. I think, you know, yeah, it just looks good. You know, it is eye candy. For the scare factor, I mean, it's nothing too crazy. Yeah, it's kind of scary. You got some jump scares in there. You know, I didn't feel like the jump scare were too cheap. You know, jump scares are kind of cheap by nature, but these ones were passable. You know, I thought the one in the end was actually really good because I genuinely didn't expect it, which maybe is a problem on my part because, you know, with hindsight, I feel that it was pretty, you know, predictable, but I didn't expect it, and it was pretty good. Yeah, I think that now that we're actually going to talk about the first problem, I think that the characters are weak. Except for the main two people. I think those are fine. You got the main character, Rain, which is like a girl. She is stuck on this planet and she doesn't want to work there anymore. She wants to go to a better place, to a better planet where you can actually see the sunset or something, which is, you know, understandable. Nobody wants to work in a shit job with a shit life and shit everything. I understand. The motivation makes sense. And she has this synthetic human. Kind of like, if you know Detroit Become Human, it's kind of like that. You know, people who look human, who sound human, who act human, but they're not. And she kind of considers it her brother because it was passed down by her parents or something. It doesn't really matter that much. You know, the backstory is kind of glossed over with every character. It's kind of like, oh, you hear kind of a backstory, so you kind of care about them, but not really because you just told me and I don't really care anyway. It's the worst with a guy named Bjorn. He's really annoying. But then they say like, oh, his mom died because of this and this. You know, I'm not going to go too specific. And it's like, okay, you know, that is sad and all, but he's still an asshole. Okay? And especially in the way they die. I'm like, I don't give a fuck because it's your own fault. But I really liked Andy, the android in this case. I really cared about. I think that what they do so well and why those type of characters work really well. You know this in like the first 2 minutes, okay? So this is no spoilers. Andy is really innocent. You know, he has a very innocent view of the world, and that automatically makes you want to kind of protect them or something, or like you just care about them because you don't want that innocence taken away. I feel like that's kind of explains it. And I actually kind of cared about the relationship between Rain and Betrayed. Yeah, I kind of cared about the relationship between Rain and Andy. But I think all the other characters were weak. You got like the tech girl who like knows tech and she's really techy. You got the asshole Bjorn that we talked about, and he's an asshole, no redeeming qualities. You know, yeah, his mom died. Yeah, that sucks for you. That sucks for him, yeah. But he's a dick, so I don't give a fuck. Then you got the girl who is kind of, I don't know, like a rebel, like, oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna say it because it is important actually. It's really important. She is super important, right? For the plot, for the story. She's very, very important because she has something. Yeah. Try and guess what that is. But she just sleeps like 50% of the movie. She's just asleep. And it's like, dude, if you want me to care about her, huh? Because the main character cares because she already knew them before the movie started. But I don't know them. I have no idea who these people are. And of course you got the, what is it, the heroic, like, oh, you know, ignore the mean guy, here, I'm here for you. And he's like, okay, you're kind of likable, but again, I don't really know who you are. You know, you're like just a stranger to me. And of course you care about human life, you know, as a human, at least most of us. But it's like, in a movie I need to care about these characters, but you haven't showed me anything to care about them, what they mean to Rain and Andy. And it's like, then I don't really give a fuck if they die. Why I say the story is good, even though the characters are kind of weak, is because it doesn't waste time. I feel like it was going to the next part of what's necessary, you know, all the time. It was like wasting time by, you know, focusing on stuff that's irrelevant, or, I don't know, drawing out conversations, which movies sometimes do. No, it's kind of just like, focus on what's happening and just keep it going. And I really like that, because then it doesn't, even though it's a long movie, I don't feel like it wastes time. But yeah, don't expect to care about the characters. Expect to care about Andy, especially, because he's just really nice. And we actually see what he means to our main character, you know, and that's really important, I think. Because yeah, the main character cries when the other characters die, but like, what are they to you? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I heard also a thing that it only becomes scary in the last 15 minutes. And while I think that the movie shines in the last 15 minutes, it is also scary before that, okay? Don't worry. Like, once they go, this is not spoilers, you know this is gonna happen. Once they get on the abandoned ship where the alien is still alive, technically, and then they do something in the ship because they want to do something else. I'm trying to keep it really vague here, which wakes the face huggers up, and we know the face huggers, they lay the eggs, and then the alien comes out of the chest. You know the shebang. It's the whole stick of the movie, the stick of the franchise. That's how it works. You know, in that way, it's kind of standard. But I think that they just kind of embrace the fact that that's what the movie is, and they just go with it, and they actually make it work, which I really appreciated. There's one thing, you know, it's not really. The character doesn't feel dumb. The main character doesn't feel dumb. Like, she makes like stupid decisions where you're like, yeah, of course this is gonna happen in a horror movie. The only time I had that is in the end battle, and it was like she falls over, and then she like, you gotta pull this lever, otherwise you're gonna die. And she's like, oh, but I don't see the enemy anymore. Like, where is he? Should I pull the lever now? It's like, of course, and then the enemy is behind her. You're like, oh, if you just pulled the lever, you bitch. It's that's the only really frustrating moment. But overall, because I've been focusing a lot on the negative, overall I really liked it. There was some good tension. The visuals are great, really great. The acting is all fine, you know. All these people can act. You know, there's no like chunky acting or stuff that isn't believable. And you know, the story doesn't waste your time. So overall, it was worth to go to the cinema with like the cool surround sound system, you know. That was awesome. That was nice. I really liked that. Now, before I end the video, I just want to say real quickly that I'm not a movie expert at all. I'm just a guy who likes watching movies from time to time. But I thought maybe that's nice, you know. You get all these people who want to give reviews and they like go really in depth, and you're like, this is useful and it's fun to watch, you know. Those people are definitely very important when it comes to movies and what to think about movies and how it works. It's like, what does just a regular guy think about these movies? Might be nice too, so that's why I made this video. Because now you know what just some dude from somewhere thinks about the movie. So yeah, if you've been debating about watching it, I definitely recommend it. You know, it's not my type. Normally I don't go to horror movies, but it's pretty good, okay? If you want to get a little scared, if you want to see what's going on with the ruckus, it's pretty good. You'll like it, I think. Okay, but that does it for today. See you later.